From the News Channel 5 Network, this is SportsLine.
Welcome to SportsLine, everybody, right here on News Channel 5+. Jon Burton with you, the Wednesday extravaganza. Great to be here with you. Plenty to talk about on tonight's show. Your phone calls, of course, are always welcome. 615-737-7767. We're going to touch on a lot of things tonight. The Titans, the Predators. Yes, hockey season's right around the corner. And, of course, Tennessee and Vanderbilt. They're both on byes this weekend. But we will hear from head coach Josh Heupel as the Vols get set to cool their heels this weekend. The number 8 ranked team in the nation, by the way, in the AP poll, 9 in the coaches poll, Tennessee Vols, that will cool their heels this weekend and then head to Baton Rouge next weekend for a date with LSU as they look to stay in the top 10 and, of course, vying for that SEC East championship. So we'll get to a lot of that. As I said, your phone calls always welcome, 615-737-7767. Would love to hear from you tonight, but we do start with the Titans. They're back. They were back at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park earlier today as they get the work week ready for Sunday's big AFC South matchup with the Colts. Titans, of course, 1-2. The Colts 1-1 in their 3 games, a win, a tie, and a loss, but certainly brimming with confidence after beating the Kansas City Chiefs at home last week. Titans, of course, got their first win of the year this past Sunday. They were also at home as they beat the Las Vegas Raiders 24-22. So certainly a critical game for both teams. The Titans, you win this game, you have one divisional win, and you're 2-2 on the season as opposed to being 1-3. And recent history has shown the Titans have gotten the better of this series. Remember when the Titans could not beat the Indianapolis Colts when Andrew Luck was there? Andrew Luck never lost a start against the Tennessee Titans. Of course, he retired prematurely due to injuries a couple of years ago. And since then, the Titans have taken over, dominating this series. They've won 5 out of the last 6 meetings, won both meetings last year. And you look back to last year's game at Indianapolis, it was on Halloween. I was there, and it was a crazy game. Derrick Henry got hurt, broke his foot. It was a game where Kevin Byard was called for pass interference on a last play in regulation, allowing the Colts to score and force overtime. And, of course, it was Byard who got the interception in overtime to set up the game-winning field goal. The Titans got out of there with a 3-point win in overtime. You may also recall that it was the Colts that jumped out to a 14-0 lead in this game and looked to be in control. So a lot can happen. A lot does normally happen when the Titans and Colts get together. It's a very physical rivalry. It's a very heated rivalry. And it's also very entertaining to watch and cover as well. Head coach Mike Vrabel meeting with the media on Wednesday morning, giving his thoughts on this week's game with the Indianapolis Colts. We hear now from the head coach of the Tennessee Titans.
Mike, you had the strong start on Sunday in the first half. Now what's the challenge of trying to get that to carry through halftime and play that well or close to that well in the second half?
Well, it's always a challenge, but it's something obviously that we have to continue to look at in all 3 phases. Just making sure that, we're prepared this week. It'll be critical. Against the Colts, we've been up. We've been behind these games. Both teams are going to battle. So it's going to be a challenge throughout. We'll have to, make sure that whatever we're doing early, if it's positive, we'll have to continue it. And then if not, make sure that we're battling to get back in the game like we did last year. And, if we do get up, it's going to be a struggle to be able to close anybody out.
What would you say are some of the keys to you guys being able to get the rushing attack going?
Well, it's no different than what it is. It takes 11 guys. It takes us, playing with fundamentals, playing with pad level, playing with, great technique, breaking some tackles. Everybody getting to the support players and making sure we're working to the right guys.
As you watch the film, do you feel like you're getting closer to one of those long runs by Derrick Henry?
Well, I think some of that is just going to be. You don't draw them up thinking that they're going to be 75-yarders. We've had some, we had some runs that were really close. We've had some really good official runs that had one that got us down to the 1-yard line. We broke through. We've gotten on the safety a couple times. So confident that if we can continue to do some things that we were doing The other day, that'll be a challenge. This is a great defense, fast. They run the football. It hasn't been easy to run the football on them. So, we'll have to. It'll be great this week.
You mentioned how good of a defense it is. Colts coming in with third best rush defense. You mentioned they're fast up front. What are some of the challenges they bring?
Well, they're athletic. I mean, they have a very consistent scheme. I think that they don't really. It's not like they're trying to trick you. They play a bunch of guys up front. Buckner and Stewart are the leaders in there that. They can move. They can stay in their gap. They can. Play with their hands. They do a lot of different things. The edge guys are active and fast and in a tough matchup. And then, just really inside, the linebackers are fast. They tackle. It's gonna be critical that we try to get on them. If you don't put a hat on them, they'll be there and most likely trying to hammer the football out.
What makes Taylor kind of unique? You faced a lot of good running back. What makes Taylor unique?
Well, speed, breakaway speed, toughness. But also patience to dip in and kind of burst out. We're all at the point of attack. We're going to have a great wall. Can't give him a whole lot of seams, and tackling him one-on-one is not where you want to be all afternoon.
Is he as close a challenge as there is to like Derrick Henry right now? Like you get a sense of what other teams deal with against you this week?
Well, I mean, I don't really like to get into comparisons. They're a different type of back. They have a obviously different running style, but that's the challenge this week is what they'll try to do and how they've used him in the different schemes, whether it's under center or in the gun, inside zone, outside zone, gap scheme. So there's a lot of different things that they present.
What's your advice kind of when your DBs are going up against a guy like Pittman and those jump balls are coming their way? What's the kind of the best strategy there?
Well, I think you have to stay patient. First is that you stay patient and not start, grabbing. Trying to make sure that you're in phase and then also challenge and try to play the football and go up through the pocket.
How much has Danico's ability to slide out to the edge helped you to offset some of the depth issues you've had with injuries at outside linebacker?
Well, his versatility and really just his attitude and presence here since he's been with us has been outstanding. It's a player that we've always had a lot of respect for. Love coaching him, love watching him compete and help him. He's factored for us, and he can move inside, do a nice job on the edge. So, that's a great skill set to be able to do both of it for us.
What's your assessment of where Ryan is with this group of receivers at this point?
We've had some favorable plays. We've had some passes that we'd like to have back. We'll keep improving and trying to get better. But I think that it's there were some really nice things that we did the other day. Unfortunately we threw the interception. Ryan threw the interception, but there were some X plays in there. There were some times where we had to pick up some big third down conversions, and so. We're just looking for consistency. We're looking for great, quarterback play and making sure that, Ryan's executing our offense and the guys are helping him out and being where they need to be.
What are your thoughts on the way Jelani Woods emerged, especially as a red zone target? I know he was a guy that you guys had some interest in coming up.
Well, I think that as you look at that last statement there, Teron, we have interest in all of them. We look at all the players. Tall, long, athletic, just a matchup in the red zone that's difficult. The quarterback can put it up there and they can, try to make a play. So he made a huge play the other day, very impressive play, great timing. Matt put it where it needed to be. And again, it's just the catch radius is a lot bigger when you're looking at a guy that size.
What's been some of the factors regarding
tackle numbers are pretty good right now. Is that a good thing, or does he need to break up a few more passes along the way?
He's gotten a lot of the, you look at some of those and again, those can be misleading. I think I hear where you're trying to get to with as far as like the, catch tackle and the guy just keeps throwing it. It hasn't been that, we've played some zone with him in there and in the nickel and first and second down. nickel, that player is a glorified linebacker. And so, every DB and everybody that we have cover needs to try to cover better. But I would say that his production in there has come from, triggering in a run game, or whether it's a screen or, a vice tackle, they catch it in front of you. So, we'll keep working with Roger and his versatility.
What you like about Schobert? I know he's only on the practice squad, but what's a challenge for a guy like that who hasn't had a full camp or weeks of practice as well?
He's played a lot of football. He's played a lot of football inside linebacker. He's an instinctive player, and we'll see where he is at the end of the week and how he can help us, just like everybody else that we asked to, prepare like they're going to be a starter this week.
Hey, two more guys just got here, Mario Edwards and Raven Clark. What do you like about those guys, and how important is them to get up to speed as quickly as possible?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, but LaRaven is somebody that, again, has played some football. That's kind of what you target at this point in time in the season. With guys that have been, have played, and maybe in different systems. So he's working hard with the coaches. Was in here the last couple of days since we signed him. Mario's played, been productive, has some versatility. So, we'll see if he can help us.
Beyond just blocking better, has there been any other factors that have contributed to the pass protection being better? Is Ryan getting the ball out quicker, or is he throwing it away when he knows there's obviously nothing there? Are there some of those things coming into play?
We're just trying to do the best each and every week. We've played some pretty good players. So just doing different things in protection and with the route that we have, knowing that you don't have all day when we've played some of the guys that we've played.
Mike, what it would mean to be able to get to 500 after the start to this season?
I think that's just all you're looking for is just try to get back to the surface. It's obviously the next week. It's a challenge. It's on the road. First division game. So it's going to be a lot of work this week. We're going to have to put as much into it as we ever have. I think that the guys are excited, for the challenge and making sure that we understand who these guys are. Have a lot of respect for this organization, for this team. These have been battles each and every year. Each and every game, twice a year. So, that preparation has already begun.
Titans head coach Mike Vrabel speaking to the media earlier this morning over at Ascension St. Thomas Sports Park before practice this afternoon as the Titans get set to travel to Indianapolis on Sunday to play the division rival Colts. That is a 12 noon start. Obviously a huge game for both teams. Still early in the season, but these divisional games are very critical for both teams because they, in effect, count twice towards your end of the season accomplishments. So a big game coming up for the Colts, or for the Titans and the Colts. Of course, the Titans looking to get out of there with a win like they did last year on Halloween. As we mentioned before, when they fell behind 14-0 and Derrick Henry got hurt, but they still found a way to climb back into that football game. So, again, the Titans have won 5 out of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. They have certainly got the better of the Colts since Andrew Luck retired. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we're going to hear from QB1, Ryan Tannehill, also speaking with the media today. We're going to hear what he has to say ahead of Sunday's game in Indy. Stay with us, just getting started here on SportsLine on News Channel 5+.